Hello, everybody. Welcome in, Hot Dog Gang, Little Smokies, and Glizzy Generals alike. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a great day today. Let me quickly update this chat link because this one's not correct. Oopsie daisies. You'll see yourselves here in a second. But welcome in, everybody. Shout out to Jekka666. Welcome to Hot Dog Gang. Also, any ones that I can quickly see on here. I know I saw Huge Ass updated to Hot Dog Gang, and I gotta shout out some new Glizzy Generals that happened while we were off stream. So thank you guys so much. You have been amazing since the memberships have first been out. And we'll get talking about the memberships here, but let me say a huge thank you to Barely Functional, Auntie Bunny, Amanda, River, the Drama Network 2026, Wake Up Lil Susie, Zaki Poo, Dummy, Brandon 500H, and V Midnight for being our Glizzy Generals. And this is your sound. You're welcome. We got Spagooty with a little 99-cent hot dog. It says a hot dog with ketchup. That's kind of cute. Also, Melissa Duncan, welcome to Hot Dog Gang. So I'll run you guys through really quickly what each membership tier does in case you didn't get to see the end of yesterday's stream, because sillily enough, at the start of the stream, literally at exactly 3 p.m. is when I got the email that I was approved with my membership tier. So if I would have checked it at the start of the stream, I would have known that I had it. But I checked it toward the end and I got it approved. So we got a good amount of memberships already coming in. So thank you guys so far who have already contributed. Very much appreciated. Okay, so for the $3.99 membership tier for Hot Dog Gang, that gives you access to the emotes and any members-only content that I'll be doing over here. So like members-only videos, members-only streams. That'll definitely be coming soon. I'll probably do like a pre-planned day that I'll do members-only streams, and I'll let you guys know when that'll be. Also, for the $8.99 membership tier, you get everything, plus you get Priority Game Night access, and you get Little Smokies only events. For the $49.99 membership tier, you get the private General Glizzy chat in the Discord. You get to play games with me on stream during friends, like game events, like when I'm playing live. Priority to be a channel mod if you're interested, and priority movie picks. And if you guys are interested in that, I'll talk about that a little bit later. But that's everything you guys need to know starting off. But you need to know what we're going to be talking about today, because boy, is there some goddamn tea. All right. I can't wait because this was so interesting. So I think it was not even like an hour or two after my stream yesterday, people were letting me know that they were hearing rumblings about somebody potentially joining back to the LCU. And it's no other than the big bitch Amber. So we're going to get into at least what was said yesterday, and then I want to talk to you guys about your theories and what my theories are and some of the theories that I've heard from some other people about her coming back, because it's no secret the entire reason that she left initially, supposedly, was the fact that Zero got demonetized for her being a demonetized YouTube creator herself. So there's a lot to get into with this and all the theories. Also, beyond that, we're going to be talking a little bit about this streamer Lakari getting exposed so crazily bad. I didn't really know much about who this guy was until I saw this, but it's a crazy situation, so I definitely want to show you guys what the fuck happened, because it's... my flabbers were gasted when I saw this. And then if we have enough time to hit it today, we'll do a little bit of Omegle at the end of today's stream. If not, then we'll definitely hit it at the end of tomorrow's. So let's go ahead and start jumping into some of this stuff so we can try to have time for everything. Also, thank you, Alexis, for the 99-cent hot dog. Appreciate y'all, hot dog gang. Now, let's go ahead and get right into what the fuck is going on. So, apparently, she is back in the LCU Discord. She's got an intern role, but they did talk about it a little bit on live, I heard. So shout out to the Polly Pocket members, because Lord knows I would not want to sit through all of this, but they at least grabbed me the timestamps of what was spoken. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, they're a little bit all over the place in the beginning here, but I promise you they do get right into it, but it seems a little all over the place, but it makes sense. Alrighty, let me jump over here, and let me switch it to the right reacting scene. Uno moment. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, Just Call Me Autumn said, but she's still demonetized, so how? I've got my theories. I've absolutely got my theories.
Yeah,
yeah.
Can't take no more. I'll tell you that. I will. My heart will pop, bro. By the way, ZZ Loves Cows. Welcome to Cash Cow. Meow Mix. Thank you for 14 months. Team just made ALR an intern again.
What?
Why?
What?
Why?
Wait a minute.
If
wait a
she
minute.
goes
Why?
back on bus with Tupa, I am going to be fucking pissed.
Yeah, I would be shocked to see her go back on bus. That's not my theory, and I don't think that's what we're going to see happen. But shout out Danny Midnight for the 5 Hot Dog Gang gifted memberships who sniped. Strawberry Kisses, Big Porky, Borderline 26, Mountain Accident, and Michelle Lee. Thank you, thank you. But I don't think we would see her go back on bus. I think Look, I think that ship has sailed. I think that entire pairing was not really the best pairing to begin with. What I think we're going to see... Now, we already know she only has an intern role. We know she's demonetized on YouTube. I don't think we're going to see her on a show we've already seen her on. I think that they are going to put her on a new show, potentially as an unpaid intern, if you catch my drift. There's no way she's going into this universe unpaid. Let me start right there.
I have no idea. I tell you the
Why is it
last time I
doubling?
had to get.
She's going to stream off of Kick, and I am assuming Kim is going to stream Kick on YouTube where she is not paid? Carol Cash and Matt Sperry are already in the Discord again. Bad times for the LCU.
Oh, I have this open. Let me close that. I think I figured out why it was doubling. Shout out to the Drama Network, though. Dude, that's a good theory. That was one that I heard this morning about her streaming off of Kick. And I could believe that, because now, if you guys weren't around for this era, and it kind of was like around the time that Girl World like integrated with the LCU initially, there was a time when they had all the streams dual running on these Kick channels that were like... Now, here was the interesting thing about the Kick channel from my perspective. None of us ever got paid from any of the Kick channels, so we would be dual streaming. Like, let's say it would be fucking Live. Live would be dual streaming from their channel to the Kick channel, but only getting paid from the YouTube side of things. I don't know where the Kick money went to. I'm not assuming it was that much to begin with, because the Kick side of things was not that great. And what they had was an A circuit channel and a B circuit channel. So instead of just redirecting to other streams on Kick, you would be on like if you were in the A circuit, you'd be on the local Kick A circuit channel. And so unless the person on the stream before you actually shut the stream down, they couldn't start theirs up. Does that make sense? It was hella weird. Foxtrot Remedy said, why do I feel like her ass will end up on glass? I mean, that's kind of like the most obvious answer. The best way I can say it is it looks like Keem has got his hands all over that show in a way that I can just no longer support. And that's the best way I can put it.
At this point, I don't understand why don't just snake the living fuck out of Keemstar. Like, sneak onto his property, steal his limo.
I don't care about this narrative about this man's wedding. Like, I'm so bored of that. Okay, we got it. Like, he's getting married. Oh my god, everyone's ruining the wedding. Woe is me. Like, you chose to be a boss. I don't know, man.
Oh!
At Tallman 91.
Just Call Me Autumn said any donations on Kick would have been a higher cut, though. Yeah, I actually don't know how that fucking worked. Dummy said Kick had a fraction of what normal streams had. Absolutely. But it's just the fact that it's like, so we're streaming it, but where's that money going? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like little things.
Donated $20. Fuck. She will destroy the LCU.
Yes! Fuck Amberlynn Reed. Worthless, demonetized bitch. She got demonetized 2 fucking times, bro. This woman is as toxic as it can get. If she gets it back into the LCU and gets us demonetized, the whole thing's gone. The whole thing.
About that? I thought she was.
See, Glammy's putting the pieces together. Glammy's putting it together slowly.
Banned or something. Was she banned?
I don't know.
She was on TikTok for a little while. How did she skirt past that?
Somebody asked why views are down, and I do want to answer that question.
And the simple answer is because that shit's dying over there. You literally attack the top donators. They literally shit on them and are like, fuck you for donating to my show. Yeah, why are the views dying? Nobody over there feels like they're appreciated for actually supporting the content they enjoy. Simple answer. But let's go on to what Glammy said there about how she's skirting past this. I don't think she is. Like I said, I think now the easiest method of doing this would literally just be putting her on any show and just saying she's an unpaid intern. Do you catch my drift? That's part of why I'm saying I can't support any show over there anymore, because some way this bitch is getting paid. Like, you know what I'm saying. And then on top of that, so I've heard some other theories. I think the one that the Drama Network brought up is another one that I've heard is like her doing Kick. I've also heard one that she might do a Discord show, like do like a live stream in the Discord. Now I've thought about that, but I couldn't really think of a way to monetize that beyond just like getting members into the Discord and maybe just like only allowing like a higher membership tier to view those live streams or something. I don't really know. A little bit interesting. Your local fauna said, I think Keem doesn't realize that nobody cares about Amber anymore, and the first LCU ride brought the viewers in, sure, but now nobody wants to see her or that shit. I tried to explain to him a million times that yes, she can bring people in, but can she retain them? No. So I think this is just his second hoorah of trying to like siphon people off of her. Because do you realistically think she's gonna stay there for a long time? No. Why did she go back? Because she couldn't get her own shit monetized. She thought TikTok was gonna pay her a bag that doesn't exist on TikTok. Like, let's just be so for real. I don't know how the splits work because I've only ever done like 2 live streams in the entire time that I've been on TikTok. But they pay like shit. I remember there was one live stream where I had like a good amount of viewers, like 200 or something, and I was getting some gifts and stuff, but by the end of the stream, it said I had like $5 in the account. Like, they do not pay you shit. I don't know how the gifts work or what the percentage of how they take, but it's just not even worth the amount of time that you sit there to live stream, right? So this is probably the only way she can get paid is doing some like roundabout shit through Keem. Or that's the only way she's thinking about it. She could do what Foodie did and like just stream on Kick for a while and try to do things that way, but why would she do anything hard in her life? That's simple. Like, Polish on YouTube said they could do membership straight from Discord. No, but what they could do is like tell people on shows like, hey, if you pay for this certain membership tier, like the one that allows you in the Discord, they'll let you see her live stream in the Discord. That's like something I could see them doing. I don't know. They lots of different potentials. Now, another theory that I've heard is that she's only there to potentially jump into shows to stir up drama. I could see that, but like, what does she gain from that? There's no way she's, unless, wait, what could she gain? Salary.
Surprise, motherfucker.
We got the chubby scorpion with the $2. He said baloney money. I won't be eating baloney ever again. But thank you. Good to see you, chubby scorpion. But nah, like, can we be so for real? Like, can we be so serious right now? The only way I could see her doing some shit like that is if she's getting paid like a wage. Like, she's like, okay, you do X amount of shows in a day, you get paid $500 or something, or like X amount of shows in a week and you get paid like $1,000 per week. Something like that. Which, where is that money coming from? Well, if it's not coming from her direct donations from a percentage on a show, then it's coming from Keem, who is then, well, it is coming from all of you still. Why? Well, where's Keem getting his 50% from? Oh yeah, every single show that you donate to in the LCU. So then if he's paying her, like, do you see my point? You see my points here? That's why I'm done. I'm done with that shit. I am not telling you I support any of that shit anymore. Because everybody over there is too deep in that shit. Fuck no. He's got his hands in every show, like a little wee. Like, every show runs the same fucking storylines. They talk about things the exact fucking same. Have you ever noticed why it like feels like when you watch the shows over there, you're watching the same show on repeat? Feels like they're all told to say the same thing. Shit. But let's go ahead and keep getting into it, because that's not the only thing that they talk about in this as well. Let me keep going. Let me grab the next timestamp. Alright, it's gonna be like slightly early on this, but I couldn't get it exact.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I did. I might have missed
Let me get it.
I think fights are gonna break out if you
Thick
get a bunch of
Gemini!
people together.
Oh my god, if you fucking come back too, you pudgy bitch! Welcome to Cash Cow. Oh my god, do we think Thick's coming back too?
Probably. Thank you, Thick.
Oh my god,
Please
you
don't
pudgy
come back.
bitch. Wait, I
Please
liked
don't
it.
come
If
back.
he ever
In all
comes
fairness,
back,
I
I'm
liked
sure he will.
I liked it whenever...
Is anyone surprised by that? Did I not tell you when I was there that him and her were clearly still like friendly, working together in cahoots? Like, it's not, these people are bad actors. That's just the best way to put it. That's the whole reason why I hated being over there, because it feels like I'm like in a parody show where I'm trying to like take my shit seriously and put on a serious show every day while everybody else is putting on clown suits, imitating what it's like to like cover real drama and what it's like to cover these real situations. That's the best fucking way to explain it. It's like you're trying to be a serious person in a world full of literal clowns, degenerates, and it's just like, at what point? Jekka666 said, at this point, Christina's probably coming back too. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Dude, I think one of the biggest reasons we're even seeing Amber go back into the universe is because I'm not there anymore. Clearly, one of her biggest issues was that I was getting paid. She didn't fuck with that. She didn't like that I made money.
Thick Gemini did the little demon thing because he's like a little... Like, that was actually funny as fuck, okay? Artsy Fartsy
he's
with the
funny,
5.
you just can't
The
trust him.
2023 picture you showed was not...
Why is the only person with any logic, by the way, on this panel today? Glammy Lammy right here. Thank you. This is my donut. Thank you. I got Dunkin', y'all. Woohoo! I literally said I was never getting Dunkin' again yesterday, but here's the thing. They're the only thing open right now that has breakfast, so had to get what I had to get. Logie said it. Keem wants the bad behavior to continue. He never wanted to fix it. That ding, ding, ding. That's the simple answer. Of course he didn't want to fix it because the bad behavior sells, dude. Dude, I don't know. I kind of want to tell y'all something, but I don't know, cause it's a really fucked up one. There's one storyline in particular that I really didn't fuck with in the LCU. We got Ban Mono with the one gifted who sniped yourself. Did you snipe yourself? That's kind of funny. But yeah, no. Oh my god, the pink chubby chocobo said, and he wonders why people are leaving. Like, it's not that hard to figure out. The hosts are sick of feeling like they're forced to, like, run these stupid scripts or storylines or whatever. Your show, you try to do real shit in that universe, everybody shits on you to the point that the people in that universe don't want to watch you. Everybody fucking hates you. Then you ask Keem for fucking help, and his idea is, let's run this fake script. Let's do some fake drama. I don't want to do fake drama. Do you not realize that's the entire reason that I left? That's a whole big reason why I'm sure a lot of the people left, because they're made to be people they aren't. They try to put shit on your name. You know how many times they try to run Zay's a villain storyline through the LCU? You know how many times I kept live a fucking float with the storylines on my fucking name? God damn. And then that's the worst part about it, is because if you don't, like, approve the storylines, they're still just gonna run that shit anyways. Like, that's so crazy.
On Flag Day, it was June 10th, celebrating Pride Month. See, that's what I
good.
thought.
That's good.
I
Okay, that's
No,
good.
it's really funny you say that, Rosebud. It's really funny you say that, Rosebud. Because there was this one night where I was on Rewind, and I was told, hey, Boogie's gonna come up, and he's gonna say something really fucked up. Does anyone remember that night? Oh, because that was a fucking script. That was fucking planned. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Did I know exactly what was gonna fucking go down? Nope. But I was told he was gonna come up, he was gonna say some fucked up shit to let that shit play out. That's some of the shit that they do in that universe, by the way. Oh yeah, most people don't know that lore, because probably the only other person that could have told that story is still not gonna talk about that universe. And I respect him. I respect the people who left and choose not to talk about it. But once they said I'm not getting paid, I don't care anymore. Like, what am I holding back from anymore? I felt like for a long time, I was so, like, scared to say things, and I had to bite my tongue because, like, it was like money would be held over my head. Otherwise, it's like at any moment you could be fired and you're told, like, you're not getting paid or whatever the fuck. Now I know I'm not getting paid, so what do I care? Mono said, wait, that clip was scripted? Ding, 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 figured it out. Mono figured it out. That exact fucking clip was fucking scripted. Yes, it fucking was. If I knew goddamn how that shit was gonna play out, I would have never even shown up that fucking episode. We got Danny Midnight with a 5 glass hole gifted, who sniped Destructico Disc, Gigi Blossom, David Thomas, Rosella Sweet, and Simon says GS. Amanda says, it's a fucking call. I mean, if it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck, and it acts like a duck, it might be a fucking duck. Just saying, man. Yeah, did I say glassholes? It's such a fucking... I did it for 4 months. It was the same way on Nerds. I said, the NDF gifted for super long, and then when I moved to Rewind, I still said that NDF. It's something you have to take out of your head. Glassholes just got stuck in my brain, so I gotta get used to saying Little Smokies gifted members or Hot Dog Gang gifted members. I'll get used to it. You get the idea, though. My Dunkin' is not sour today, guys. I got green tea, so that's good news. But Mono said, guys, it's not a cult. It's just a group of people who believe the same belief. Wait. No, but that's the thing. It's not even that they believe the same beliefs. It's that you have to believe the same beliefs. You have to agree with everything that they tell you to agree with, or else you don't know what's gonna fucking happen to your show. You don't know if they're gonna decide to now fuck with you because you spoke up against something that you don't agree with in that universe. You just gotta kind of act like everything's fine and like teeter around shit. It feels like imagine the universe is shaped like a donut. And instead of just like walking in the middle so that you don't get close to this like black hole in the middle, you are constantly like literally tiptoeing along this edge of the middle of the donut. And in the middle is literally a black hole that is trying to suck you in at every moment. Oh yeah, Just Call Me Autumn said, nah, Caleb tweeted that he's not in a cult, guys. Jeez, I will say that was a parody video off of like some Poppy shit. And if you guys ever wanted me to do a video on the whole Poppy lore, I would be so down to get into that because her lore is actually wild. But yeah, no, circling the drain, Spooky Pookster. Clock that. Circling the drain. That's exactly what I'm trying to fucking say here. Yeah. And Moonkitten said the way that he won't let people support anyone outside the LCU is crazy. He put out this announcement. Oh, let me fucking find it. Wait, let me fucking find it. Because I know it got sent to me in DMs. He put out this announcement about like Foxy, Tech, and Fupa the other day. And I wanted to read it because I thought that it really put a lot of shit in perspective about like his mindset on like how he fucking acts with the host. Like he presented this shit like it was like an opportunity to learn how to become a good streamer, but then he'll say shit like this, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Let me just full screen myself because I think I have 2 full screens now and I'm still getting used to them being there. My bad. So one of them, if it ever goes black for a second, that's why. Let's go ahead. He said, we may need, and then there's a follow-up which we'll get into. He said, we may need to part ways with Fupa, Foxy, and Tech. Unfortunately, they have repeatedly broken multiple rules, including scamming fans, constantly promoting their personal TikToks within the LCU, a community they did not build. None of them had following before joining us. I don't know about them. But when he says things like a community that none of them helped build, well, then I sit there and I think about myself, who, I'm gonna be real, I absolutely helped build that community. I was one of the first fucking people there before there was even interns who was calling into shows every day. I was in the fucking Rewind trailer. I had drama going on in that universe, going up on shows, talking about it before anybody else. Like, honestly, one of the only other people that I could say I feel like helped build it up in that era was Lisi. Lisi was one of the only other people who was in hella drama at that time. And all those other people that were there, who were in the drama, who I was fighting with and all that shit, they're not there anymore. All the people that actually did build that shit up, and to be honest, not a lot of us had followings, but some of us did. Like, I'm not saying I have like a huge following or anything, but I didn't show up with absolutely nobody, knowing nobody, and like had nothing. Like I was streaming to about like, I don't know, like 15 fucking people. Yes. But did those 15 people actually come into the LCU with me? Yes. Did I start a bunch of shit and get a bunch of people involved in the LCU, whether it was hating me or loving me? Absolutely yes. So when he says things about like, none of them helped build. Yeah, maybe them. But what about like people like me who constantly were shit on and constantly told how untalented, constantly put in this like little position of being like literally nothing, yet knowing I actually did so much for that universe? I mean, how many times did Live keep themselves afloat talking shit about me, talking shit about my friends, talking shit about my boyfriend, running these crazy storylines about heinous fucking shit? They literally made up bullshit that my fucking boyfriend beat me and ran that as a storyline for a week and then used that to push why it's okay to say he wants to deport him as an American citizen, like, this is the shit I'm talking about. These are the storylines that they're like, this is content. These are content for, like, brain-rotted, rage-baiting, either, like, teens? Like, I don't even know what to explain. Like, the content to me, there was a time when it was interesting, when I first joined the universe, when the drama was real and the shit wasn't fake. And then I don't even know when the switch happened to when it just wasn't real anymore. To when it was like everything is fake all the time now. I would say it was like low-key between me going from like nerds to rewind maybe, but it might have even been before that. But it was just like, it went from shit being like genuine beefs. Like me and Nightmare had genuine real fucking beef and shit that has been worked out over time. That's why I honestly have a lot of fucking respect for Nightmare, because even in the times that we did beef, there was subjects he refused to touch. And that's respectful, or whatever the fuck. But like, there was genuine hatred between people in the LCU. Now it's literally just all fake bullshit for fun. Like, I don't even know how to... And Lady Wombat said it was so gross that they did that. And you know what made it more gross that they did that whole, like, illegal immigrant arc? Beyond, like, what the fuck bullshit they said about my man, fuck all that. They're not realizing they isolated every single person in the LCU who was, like, Hispanic at that time. Like, I know there was a lot of people in the LCU who were specifically Mexican who did not fuck with that shit. Who dropped out of the LCU, dropped their memberships from that shit. They will literally make it so it's like that. It's like a little boys club over there. That's what they ideally want. They'll bring in people like Girl World to try to get the outrage money. They don't care about you guys actually being in the community. They don't want you guys there. They want the Discord to be their little boys club and make money off that outrage. That's really what it is. I didn't even finish this announcement though. The ongoing self-promotion in our space has been extremely disrespectful to the entire community. What's fucking disrespectful about that? To say, my Instagram is this, my TikTok is this. What the fuck does that gotta do with YouTube? Do you think the people that watch long-form YouTube content are going over and watching a TikTok vertical live stream? Do you think that the audiences on YouTube actually transfer over to TikTok Live? Realistically, usually not. But the only reason he's scared is because he can't control the narrative of what they're going to say over there. They said bad things about Keem. Oh, and we're going to get into that. But I'm just saying. Big Porky said Keem said he wants to build a community, but he spends all his time alienating people and then expects them to be loyal. Ding, 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 bro, ding. And it's, unless you decide you want to go to fucking fat camp, you want to spend all your money to go to fucking fat camp, because it's not like they're going to pay for your fucking travel. It's not like they're going to pay for any of your shit while you're there. You got to buy all your own shit or eat whatever random fucking slop they're going to make that night and hope there's enough left for you to fucking eat it. Unless you want to spend all your money to go to fat camp and become little besties, because all fat camp is a meet and greet for Keemstar. All right? I've said this before in the LCU, but I'll say it outside so y'all know I was serious about that. The hosts that go to fat camp, it's because they want to meet Keemstar. The only other ones that, like, I can say didn't go for that reason was Billy. Why? Billy was begged to go. It wasn't like Billy was begging to go. Billy was begged. They wanted him to go. He didn't ask to go. All the people you saw who were constantly begging to go, they want to meet Keemstar. They want to feel like they're best friends with Keemstar. They want to have that close little, like, bond. Because that's how you make it in the LCU without your shows getting fucked with, is you got to be best fucking friends with Keemstar. That's really the only way. There's like this little inner group. It's no secret who it is. Xylie's in that fucking group. I mean, Billy used to be in that group when he was in the LCU, and then he definitely got his shit fucked with. I feel like any show that I'm on immediately gets fucked with. So then my hosts feel this extra pressure. My co-host always felt this extra fucking pressure that they didn't have to fucking feel because I was always the villain in the LCU. But anywho, at the time, I mean, Rastov used to be in the inner circle. Now it's like Yo Mama, Xylee, Kid Behind a Camera. I don't know who the fuck else. Probably Tina, Boogie. That's the inner circle now. It used to be a lot bigger at the time. That was beautiful. Thank you, River. Interrupted me with a little cum hoa hoa. Thank you, River, for a 50 gifted bomb. Holy shit. Appreciate you so much, River. Make sure you guys thank River in the chat. That is a huge, huge bomb. Thank you. Thank you. But no, I have, like, honestly, I've really held off talking about a lot of things and a lot of shit. It double plays sometimes. Still figuring that out. But thank you so much, River. Thank you so much, River. Yes, definitely thank her. Definitely thank her. But yeah, I don't know. I've tried to hold off talking about a lot of this shit because I don't want that to be like, okay, everybody's like, oh yeah, she left, so that's her biggest thing. No, I'm doing my own fucking content over here, but there's gonna be shit that I'm gonna fucking call out. I already know I'm not getting paid. They clearly don't give a fuck. It's not like I've got like 1,000 viewers over here that they've got to worry about. They are going to stay at their 92,000 subscribers, maybe a little cheater between 95, 96. They're never going to hit 100K. That's the one thing you got to know. Lolcow Live will never hit 100K, and I stand on that. Now, let's finish this announcement. He said, I've been patient and tried to guide them on how things are done here. Instead of taking accountability, they've continued to break even more rules. Last night on Bus, they once again promoted their TikToks, and all three went live on TikTok together, accepted donations there, and spoke negatively about the LCU. And, like, you want it to sound as culty as possible. So you're saying they spoke negatively, so now Kid Behind a Camera, Yo Mama, and Xylee are seriously considering letting all three of them go. So, by the way, this was fake. This was definitely a fake script, because he obviously didn't fire them. I mean, I don't think he can afford to fire anybody at this point with the amount of people that left, to be super for real. But, like, let's just keep it aside. Like Logie said, it's been at 90K for 2 years now. There's no external growth because anytime people go into that universe, they leave just as fast because it's like sticking your toes in like alligator-infested water. You're like, oop, yeah, let me just stay away from that. And then you leave. Like, most people are not going to spend like an extra amount of time there unless they love the mess, they love the drama. But you can love the mess and love the drama from outside the club. You don't got to get into that one. That's the thing. This Decimator said people talk shit about their job sometimes. That's real life. And honestly, that's real. And I feel like out of a lot of the people who left and talked shit, none of them did it as long as I did. None of them, like, had to deal with as much. Like, not all of them, maybe. I don't. No, honestly, to be real, none of them were there as long as me. None of them were there as long as I did and had to deal with as much shit as I did. So when I hear a lot of them talking shit about, like, some of the shit that they went through, I'm like, yes, I do agree. You absolutely had some fucking tough times. There was rough fucking shit. But a lot of times it feels like they just can't let go. Like, it'll be, like, months later and they can't let go. I've only been out this bitch for 2 weeks. You probably won't hear me talking about this shit again, like, by next month. It's just still slightly relevant. It was something that just happened in my life. It's something I've completely cut ties with. Pretty much cut ties with every person from there, and that's just what I'm gonna keep it as. Lord Wraith said, I'm from the old days of Lolcow. You look at the animals, you don't feed them. Clock that. JJ the Jet Plane said it's not even a fun mess. That part. A lot of people that get involved in that shit, it's like they immediately regret what happened. Albany Sartoga Comic Movie said Zay is a pillar of the LCU for sure, and they want to act like I wasn't. That's the thing. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the best streamer ever. Like, I did so, like, all this shit. No. But I definitely was a big figure there. I was a talked about person. I was a reason that they had content a lot of the time. And I'm not going to act like I didn't contribute to their success. Because I absolutely did. Do I think I'm better than people there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, there was no appreciation ever for any of the shit that I did. Even the month where I got Employee of the Month, I had to goddamn split that shit. Crazy. Crazy work. Shelby Ray said he can't afford it. He said a week ago nobody was going to be hired until August and then hired somebody for gold yesterday. He's desperate. Exactly. They can't fire anybody. Mark Discipline said if you go back, Zay almost got fired from Nerds 3 episodes in when she crashed out because it was so toxic. Oh yeah. That was kind of fake though. They were actually never gonna fire me. The whole fired thumbnail, that was fake. I knew I wasn't getting fired that day because they made that thumbnail and I called them all pissed off because I was actually angry. That's my problem, is there were people that did these fake storylines, but they would take my real emotions and do shit to trigger me to like make those crash outs happen. So this is a really good example of that. So back in the Nerds days, there was some, I can't remember, I think it was like the Jesters bullshit that was going on at that time. I was fighting with that John guy. If you guys are from like the old LCU days, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. I was fighting with him. I was fighting with all these people in the Discord. They had been fucking with like my friends and my boyfriend and saying like crazy shit about him and about me. That's when like all the pimp stuff was going on. They were calling him a pimp and I just like really was not fucking with that. And so I was like crashing out, angry about this stuff, and I had been expressing this behind the scenes to Keem, I'm pretty sure Boogie was like kind of managing at that time, like in and out or whatever. And so to piss me off, to get me to like fully crash out, they put a thumbnail being like, "You're fired." And that's also in response to like me, because I used to have the Hot Dog Gang server. This is not the first time it's existed. I had the Hot Dog Gang server before I was even in the LCU. Hot Dog Gang was my thing before the LCU that I brought into the LCU. Then they tried to act like that was something that was like a Nerds thing. No, I brought that. That's always been what I've called like the people who supported my channel. It's been a thing I've had like literally since the OG days. You could go back and watch my old fucking streams. Like Hot Dog Gang was a fucking thing. We always had the little dancing hot dog. That's just been the thing. So I don't know. Shit is just triggering. And they would like push shit to crash out. Like for example,
surprise, motherfucker.
How many subscribers remember they are still
Surprise,
subscribers on
motherfucker.
Live? How many subscribers remember they are still
when was the last
subscribers
time you
on
saw
Live?
them get above like, I don't know, 2.5k views on a good day? Usually they're around like 1k something. Jessica Jingle, thank you for joining Hot Dog Gang. But I don't know. It's actually so fucking crazy. Mark Discipline said, Zay, do you think Keem fucked up breaking Becky? Yeah, I think that the way that he handled that was actually really wrong. While I think that Becky was wrong for like a lot of the shit she did, she's not an innocent person either. I mean, a lot of like my problem with Becky wasn't Becky behind the scenes was actually a really nice person. Becky behind the scenes, I actually would not complain about. I think I actually like, how can I explain? Like, there was times when me and her had, like, confided in each other about a lot of similar situations that we had gone through in the LCU, because we had faced a lot of, like, similar treatment. And I don't think Becky's a bad person, but I think that inherently humans are selfish, right? And to some extent, Becky had to be extra selfish in the LCU, because being a woman there, especially, you get your ass fucking beat. And now, like, after Becky left and they... Okay, I'll cue you guys in on a little, even something more interesting. You guys don't know. So when Becky left, I got a call from Kid Behind a Camera and Keemstar, and the call started by saying, and the people that were there at the time was both Eric and Glammy. Glammy probably would never admit that this happened. Maybe she would now, but she was there. They called me and said, "You're gonna be the next Becky." And they said they wanted me to start acting like Becky and start being like a villain of the LCU. And Keem would like send me into like shows to do fucked up shit. Like the time that I fired Boogie from the manager of Nerds, Keem sent me in to do that. Y'all think I just did that off the rib? No, Keem sent me in to do that. There was like other situations when like I'd be like in fights with Nightmare and Keem would like have to like send me in because Nightmare was like talking shit and he'd be like, you have to go say this, this, and this. So like there was real beef, but a lot of it would get pushed on by Keem. But anyways, so back to the whole Becky thing. So I think that in general, Becky was pushed too far with the whole situation that happened. Do I think that the way she left was like the way I would have handled it and tried to start like a whole new universe? No. But do I get why she left and want to talk about a lot of the shit she went through? Abso-fucking-lutely. And do I think she was wrong for doing that? No. But it was the whole thing with like getting like Thick Gemini together and Savage and them and then not paying them that I don't agree with. I know that she supposedly had ended up in like a mental hospital after that, and I've like seen now that she's like back and active somewhere, so hopefully she's doing good these days. Good to see you. Hey, Jawbone. Lady Wombat said Becky was the original host on Queens with Tina. Yeah, so if you guys are not like from the OG days of LCU, you might be like a little bit confused, but I mean, if you guys kind of want to ask any questions about my time there, feel free to ask anything you want at this point. I'm just going to be an open book. There's nothing that's keeping me from, like, wanting to support anything that goes on over there anymore, to be real. Rosebud said, not Keem showing his misogyny again by making a strong woman into a bad guy. I mean, that's what he always wanted to do. Like, notice how a lot of the women in LCU have almost these, like, weird, like, they'll end up on live, like, crying about something. He loved running storylines like that. Albany said, if Keem respected you, you'd have a necklace to throw away or sell or keep, but I know you don't care. It just shows. I do. That's one of the things I do got. I did almost a year and a half. I better have gotten one of these. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I got it. It just sits on a box in my desk. It's like under a pile of shit over here. I was like, wait a minute, I do have it. Paul and Polly Pocket said, was Grace really that bad to be an original Voldemort? Yes! She's the one who doxed me, guys. Fun story. Fun fact. That's a long story for another day, though. If you guys wanted to get into the whole Grace situation, that's a long story for another day. Yeah, she's like one of the ones I really don't fuck with. The two original Voldemorts, I don't fuck with. Like, just to be so real, we'll never fuck with. They actually, those were, okay. So when I said on my original stream of quitting that one of the biggest reasons why I quit is because Voldemort, like, changed into something where he just made it so it's like people who quit were, like, not allowed to be talked about anymore is very true. Because the two original Voldemorts were Voldemorted because they were doxers. It's just that simple. Yeah, they're actually the fucking worst. I hate both of them. Danny Midnight said, I keep hearing this name and it's haunting me. Yeah, she was only there for a couple weeks, but Lord, was it hell in my life. She almost came and lived with me for like a month. That's why it's a whole fucking story. Like, do you guys want that story? Do you want to hear the story if you don't know? I don't know. It's just, it's been so long gone. Yeah, I have no clue. Paul and Polly Pocket. Y'all are making me laugh right now. I didn't even finish this announcement, so let me finish this up finally. And then I'll give you guys the story. So he said, we do not have a real community of hosts or poaching fans directly to their personal platforms. If we allowed this, there would be no point in the LCU existing at all.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, it didn't read it because it's Canadian. But Dummy said, I love some hosts and miss them. I hope they can escape the BS. Hearing that ALR is back makes me happy to be banned. That's real.
I love some hosts and miss them. I hope they can escape the BS. Hearing that ALR is back makes me happy to be banned.
Oh, it's because that one was American. The Canadian one was below that, and I'm blind. Brandon said,
Surprise, motherfucker.
Brandon said, I did done there because you quit, and I know anybody back you up, you know what I have, why I can't talk. Nope, you're good. I can usually figure it out. I'm good with this.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I love some hosts and miss them. I hope they can escape the BS. Hearing that ALR is back
I
makes
don't know
me
why
happy
it's
to be
doubling
banned.
today. I fixed it yesterday, but it didn't work today. Okay, and then it says, the magic of this place comes from everyone agreeing to build and stream here together. And I feel like that's part of why this rant even fucking started to begin with, is because of the fact that it's like, when this place was promoted, it was promoted like Keem was going to teach you how to become a streamer, you'd be a host in this universe, like all that good shit. But it was never presented like it was something you were locked into doing forever. What?
Skip alert when it's like on the second playthrough.
Oh, hit skip alert.
Yeah, well, it's like when it's on the
Oh, okay, I got you. Thank you. That's awesome. But it was like, I didn't sign up to agree to stream for Keem in a channel there forever. I figured I would take a lot, like it's like any job you get, right? You go to a job, you learn a skill, and then you take that skill and you use it later in life. That's what I thought the entire point of the LCU was. But it even tells you in this announcement that that's not what he wants to do. He just wants to build this like never ending, like where you make money for Keemstar, like you are indebted to Keemstar for the rest of your life, or he's gonna hate you fucking forever. He likes to like try to act like even if I told him I was leaving that things would have went all dandy. No, it wouldn't have, because he would have tried to pull his bullshit of trying to get me to stay. I didn't want to stay. I wanted to leave on my own terms. I think that makes sense. Okay, but let's get into the story now, because I owe you guys that. So, for those of you who don't know, when the universe first started, Queens started off, and it was Tina, Lynx, Grace Thorpe, and Becky Boop on all there together. Within a few days, some whole shit happened where, like, if you don't know, Grace Thorpe is an extremely controversial figure, and the reason that she's a lol cow is because her and her dad have some really interesting, how can I explain it? Her and her dad make everybody in the world uncomfortable. They definitely have a very uncomfortable relationship, to say the least. Now, because of this, Keem made it very apparent that he didn't want her dad on the stream. Thank you, Wake Up Little Susie, for the 10... I stopped myself. For the 10 gifted. Oh, wait. I can skip it that time. We got Halloween, Callaway Panda, Mark Discipline, Krabby Sue, Albany, Tempest, Bibbidi Boo, Nubby Goat, UH8, and the Crazed Weasel. Thank you so much, Wake Up Little Susie, for the 10 gifted. But let's, like Decimator said, daddy-daughter dream team, allegations. So Keem said that because a lot of people were uncomfortable with this, her dad could not be on the streams. But at the time, she lived with her dad in an RV. So then she said that she was going to drive down with her dad to Miami, Florida, and she was going to live with this other streamer girl named Lauren. And I can't remember how, but this other fucking... what the fuck was his name? There was some other guy involved in this. Oh, the guy who was dating fucking... the one bitch from fucking... oh my god. Who was the one dating Xena the Witch? I can't remember his fucking name. It's gonna drive me insane. Anyways, he was somehow involved in this too. Anywho, so she goes down to Miami, and then she gets on a stream from a hotel room that kid behind the camera paid for, and says that she didn't want to stay with this Lauren girl because this Lauren girl had like all this like weird shit going on, that like there was a guy staying there that she didn't know about, and like Lauren wasn't even in Miami. Lauren was like on a vacation somewhere else, so she was just gonna be giving her apartment to Grace. It was some whole fucking thing. So then I get a call from Keem, and he's like, hey, can you let Grace stay with you for a month because she's already down in Florida? You're the only person that I know that's down in Florida, and she needs somewhere to stay so that she can do Queens and be away from her dad. And I was like, I don't really know, bro. I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment and we don't really have like a place for her to stay. Like she's gonna have to be aware that she's gonna be sleeping on a couch in a 1-bedroom apartment for an entire month. And by the way, this would have ran all the way through Christmas and New Year's. So she would have been coming like the week before Christmas. So then she is not, so he puts me in contact with her because I said I wasn't sure about this or whatever. So he was like, you guys can talk. So I text her and I try to like communicate to her like, hey, we need to get on a phone call to talk about what your living situation's gonna be like if you're gonna pull up here, because she has now gone on a stream and told people she's coming to live with me. Now, I've never even spoke to her on the phone. I've never had a direct fucking conversation with her yet. At this point, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, you're gonna come live in my place. You're telling people you're gonna come live in my place, and we've never even had a direct conversation yet. So then I call Keem, and I'm like, hey, she has not spoke to me yet, and she's telling people on the stream that she's gonna be coming here in the next like day or two, and I have not spoke to her, and I also don't want her dad anywhere near here, and I think she's still with her dad. Like, and I was like telling him all this stuff, and so eventually me and her like text back and forth a little bit, and like she keeps like dodging me for a phone call. Like she keeps giving me like all these reasons why she can't do a call, but then she'll show up on her stream, and it's been like 2 or 3 days of this, of like her just like dodging me for this like phone call or whatever the fuck. But then on the third day, she's on the stream saying tomorrow she's coming to stay here. So I'm like, I've still never spoke to you on the phone. Like, I don't understand how this is gonna fucking work. We've had, like, it was like a brief, like, voice message situation back and forth type of thing, but it was just not enough. Also, Spooples, thank you for becoming Hot Dog Gang. And he didn't want her staying here. Like, it was just a whole thing, okay? And we also didn't want her dad staying here. And we knew the only reason that she was going to come stay here is because there was a camp where her dad could, like, there's, like, an RV place, like, not that far. There's, like, camping grounds here where he could park his RV and be close enough to her. We started figuring it all out, right? So she's telling everybody she's coming here, and then the next day happens. I don't hear from her all day. Like, I'm just assuming she's gonna pull up to my crib at any point because I've given her my address now, because we've texted back and forth at least, like, even though we've never had a phone call, I'm like, okay, well, we've texted back and forth enough to the point where you're telling people you're staying here, and, like, I'm being pressured in the Discord. Like, people are asking me if she's staying with me, and I'm like, well, she can, but, like, I'm trying to talk to her. Like, it's this whole fucking thing where I feel like I'm being pressured to have to let her stay here, okay? So then she gets on a stream that day from the same hotel in Miami, and she says that she's not coming here because me and my boyfriend are trying to ex-traffic her. She says my boyfriend is a pimp. She didn't know that we did ex work and that we're trying to ex-traffic her. Yes! Everyone's saying, what? Huh? This was my life when I first joined the LCU! Imagine just being a normal person, and now all of a sudden, I'm wrapped into all this shit, okay? So I'm like, okay. So I call him. I'm like, no, you loony weird bitch. Or I can't remember if I called in or if I had to wait till Rewind happened. I can't even remember exactly how it happened. It's been almost 2 years now, okay? And then basically it turns into this like back and forth, and then I call Keem, and I'm like, this bitch just said I'm trying to fucking traffic, and she's saying all this shit, and she's saying that apparently her reasoning behind this is because she was going to be staying on our couch, and she insisted that we filmed content on the couch. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. You think I got a king bed and I'm fucking on a couch, bitch? You think I'm fucking on a 3-seater couch when I got a king bed in your little loony brain? I don't know, stupid as fuck. Anywho, so then I call Keem, And he's like, yeah, no, this bitch crazy. And he was having problems with her too. I can't even remember what the fuck was going on with her. But like, we all found out that she's still with her dad. She was 100,000% still with her dad. He never left. Like, she made it out like her dad dropped her off at this hotel in Miami. Nah, he was still with her. So Keem fired her live on air, but I was on the phone, which is the funny little lore about that. So when she got fired live on air, I was actually on the phone with Brantley at the time. And then okay, so this was all happening. She was supposed to be here the week before Christmas, whatever. So after she got fired, there had been like a little back and forth of her going on streams, like talking shit about the LCU. And then that's when I was actually supposed to do that Queens episode. So all this drama had gone down between me and her, so Keem thought I would be the perfect person to replace her with on Queens. So he puts me on Queens for an episode, and apparently I did so bad that he pulled me off 30 minutes in. Now, the interesting thing about that Queens episode was that Becky and Lynx made me do the entire docket myself, having never planned a show, made me do the entire fucking docket myself. I planned out this whole docket with me, Devastator, and Mr. 77, if you've ever met the two of them in the Discord. That's how we all fucking became friends. We did this fucking crazy docket. It was actually really good. And it was going to show all the shit that Grace had done, like, in a timeline, all the fucked up shit she was doing. And they get on the stream, and then Tina's like, I don't want to talk about Grace. So I spent the entire day doing a docket on Grace because I'm told we are talking about Grace just for Tina to get on the episode and say, we're not talking about Grace. So then, of course, within 30 minutes, I'm fucking kicked off the episode by Keem because I got nothing to add. I got nothing to talk about because my entire plan was to talk about fucking Grace. Like, it was so fucking annoying. Anyway, so I was sabotaged for when they had me host Queens. Then Christmas comes around. I usually sleep in on Christmas. My bad. My fucking bad. I wake up to a call from Boogie2988. A call from, like, half the hosts in the universe. These are people I don't talk to. I don't really, like, I was new. I was on a host chat. I was on an intern, like I was like kind of an intern in the space. Like, there was not interns at the time. I just had a YouTuber role. Like, we did not talk. So I wake up from a call from Boogie2988. I don't answer, but then he's like texting me and he's like, did you hear what happened? I'm like, huh? He's like, Grace is on a live stream and she's saying that she's driving to your house. On Christmas! So I tune into this bitch's live stream. She's with her fucking dad in the fucking RV. Of course she is. And she's saying she is driving to my fucking house. And that she's like, it'll be content. It'll be content. What? On Christmas. On fucking Christmas. So everyone's like telling me like what to do, like call the police, like all this shit. And I'm like, bitch, I don't need to call the police. I'm good. I got it. We got this handled. I'm gonna stand your ground state, and that's all I gotta say about that. So then later on in the day, it's like 6 p.m. I've kind of like moved on from this. We're trying to like avoid the subject. We're just trying to have like a nice Christmas because we've assumed it's like 6 p.m. She hasn't shown up. We don't think she's going to show up. We then go and we like watch her live stream. At a point in time, she took a fucking like, now I'm telling you, this bitch drove from Miami. I don't live near Miami, and that's all I'm gonna say. But she decided to take a rest stop in the area that I live in and drove and she got food in the area. She stopped at like all the gas stations near my place. And no one in my life is gonna tell me that's fucking coincidental. Like, I'm talking like 5 minutes down the road from me, goes and gets food. Gas station 2 minutes down the road, like bullshit like that. So just like almost like a dog whistle of like the entire fucking area I live in. And that was my last interaction that I had with that bitch. So when I say that She doxed me. That's what I'm talking about. Because she literally drove past exactly where I live. The entire fucking, like, area. And if you've been here, you know. So, that's my story. A Venomous Rider said that sounds completely coincidental to me. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to my lore drop for today. How are you guys feeling about the lore drops? You guys got any more questions you want to know? I might as well just change the title, keep the first part, and change the second part to lore drops. We're just in the lore drops part of the stream. Logie said, honestly, wasn't even that bad. I don't know why you tweak it. Motherfucker! I don't want to hear it. On Christmas? On Christmas? He said JK. Yeah, I had not been a streamer for this many months at that point. I did not know what this shit was gonna entail. I think I pretty much did. That was the coal in my stocking that year, honestly. That year was a whack-ass Christmas. I remember that. It was just so fucking strange. And I think I ended up doing like a 24-hour stream that year on Christmas. It was like a whole thing. Or was that New Year's? I don't know. That was back when I streamed over a year still. Big Porky said, say casually dropping trauma, the giggling is so real. I wouldn't call it like traumatic. Fuck that bitch though. That's how I feel. Like, y'all wouldn't, okay. I guess while we're in the lore drop, you want to know why I hate the other Voldemort? Do y'all want that story as well? We might as well just let it all, yeah. Paul and Polly Pocket said, what about the second one? Y'all want the tea? So, that one tried to befriend me. And I thought she was, like, legit. Like, she wanted to be good friends. And it was cool because we were both alternative. Like, there was shit, like, we kind of had in common. But there was some, like, red flags immediately. Like, she would want me to, like, hop on these, like, really long Discord calls. And, like, she would, like, sit there. Like her laptop's on Discord, but she'd be, like, on her phone. So it'd basically be, like, she'd want me to talk, but, like, would kind of give, like, yeah, kind of response type shit. She also, something I thought was weird, had this, like, boyfriend who was, like, living with her and was, like, always, like, supposedly sleeping in the bed. Like, it always gave me weird vibes. Anyways, so she would, like, be really fucking nice to my face, but I would constantly hear from people that she was, like, talking shit about me behind the scenes, and people always used to call me, like, the Temu version of her. We look nothing alike. Now, this is very important to know. We look nothing alike. We are just both alternative. We do nothing the same. I'm more of, like, a serious type of person. She's, like, I'm gonna dress up like a clown type of person. There's, like personality-wise, not even remotely the same. And she had actually been, like, known for, like, doxing previously in the community, and Keem, like, let her back in, and I didn't really know this shit, but anywho. So in the process of, like, us being friends, she had me join this, like, Discord server with her, where she had, like, all of her, like, mods in this, like, private call, and she would have me join, and we would, like, talk shit about, like, the other people that we didn't like in the LCU who were, like, trying to become hosts, or, like, Becky or whatever the fuck. And then come to find out, like, a couple months later, she had recorded every single phone call that we had ever had, and would, like, clip bits of it up and, like, show them to people and shit. And, like, multiple people had, like, told me about these, like, recordings that she had. And it was just all this freaky, weird shit with her. She was just not a fucking normal person. There was something fucking else that I'm trying to think of. Oh, it was something around this time when she leaked the phone call that happened specifically. I can't really remember. Oh, it was the sabotage. The sabotage of that episode. Remember when I said I got sabotaged for that Queens episode? So Lynx was supposed to be the one who was gonna like help me with the docket. She said she was gonna, and she literally left me to like do the whole thing alone with Becky. But behind the scenes the entire time, she had been talking shit like Becky was the one like who wasn't doing like anything. But Becky was at least like answering me and trying to help me. But Becky was like dating this Richie guy at the time, and he was also involved, but that's a whole nother thing. And then another reason why I don't like Lynx is because of like the way that she handled the whole Becky Richie thing, which I'm not even gonna get into because you had to be there for that situation. I'm not gonna open up that whole can of worms, but yeah, it's messy. It's really there's so much lore. I know so many people. V Midnight said, I don't know who Zay is talking about. Well, the best answer for those of you guys who don't know who Lynx is remember when they talk about that phone call that Keem had that was like 3 to 4 hours long, like a sexual phone call with an employee? Yeah, that was Lynx. It's also really interesting. I listened to that full 3 to 4 hour phone call. Never wanted to hear that man say, will you come for the Keemstar? But he did. So, Just Call Me Autumn said, is this the same Lynx? Yes. Same Lynx, yep. Pro David said, we know why Keem kept her, where was he going to get donuts? You're right. You're right. He had to keep her around until he got her in the blonde wig. Good fucking point. Good fucking point. Y'all want any more tea? What else y'all want to know? I'm an open book today. I'm sure you guys got questions. Yeah, you guys are all like, no, ew. Yeah, there's a 3 to 4 hour long recording of this phone call. He is worse than Corbin. Clock it, Alexis. Absolutely clock it. Yeah, I know, guys. That's why they call him Creamstar, because he said that, like, something about Krispy Kreme donuts. He wanted to glaze her like a donut. He said he wanted to glaze her like a donut. That's what he said. And the mermaids thing comes from, he said he wanted to get her a blonde wig. Like, he asked her if she would wear a blonde wig, so that she could be his little mermaid. Uneven Bird said, thoughts on Sweet Tea? Oh, I legitimately, like, look, she was someone I was nice to and I liked, and then she talked shit about me. She got mad when I talked shit back, and then it just turned into a whole fucking shit talking thing. So, I just don't really fuck with her. I think she moves kind of weird. Paul and Polly Pocket said, why don't you and Rastov get along? I left the LCU for a while and I must have missed it. Honestly, the reason that I don't like Rastov is super petty. It's the pettiest reason in the world, and I never let it go. I will fully admit, my dislike toward him is extreme pettiness that then turned serious when he told my boyfriend to play in traffic. Ever since then, I really didn't fuck with him. And there is screenshots of that message that have been shown on multiple fucking streams or whatever the fuck. I'm not sure if my boyfriend still has it and wants to drop it in the Discord or whatever the fuck. But he did tell him to play in traffic. Snoofle said, OMG, is that where the expression glazing comes from? No, that's not where glazing comes from. Glazing is like a whole internet term, but Shelby Ray said, I'm good. I've had enough tea for today. It is a lot of tea. No, the actual petty reason of why I don't like him has like I didn't like him before that. And then he did that, and then I really didn't like him after that, but. The Drama Network said, wait, was Keem talking to Lynx like that while he was with Brantley? He says Brantley knew, but if you listen to the phone call, he literally says, Brantley doesn't like that I'm on the phone with you right now. That's all I gotta say. Chop said, I wanted a maple bar donut and now not so much. This is why I don't fuck with jelly or filled custard donut. Dude, I have a donut here. And it's literally a glazed donut. And now I'm not gonna... Damn it. Now I'm not gonna want to eat it. Yeah, the tea is a little hot today. A little bit. It's like lukewarm, I'd say. I have so much tea, but it has to be like something that's like prompted. Like, you guys like prompted a lot of things that I haven't thought about in a long time. Well, they're not actually getting married. It's like Boogie was saying. They're just getting like, they're having like a ceremony. They're not like actually getting married. Mr. Snowflake said in his premiere today he was doing more research into Keem. Damn, Keem's asshole's puckering up to his fucking chin right now. That's what made him ban Snowflake to begin with. Paul and Polly Pocket said, is Brantley actually nice behind the scenes? I heard her go off on Sweetie, so now I'm not sure. Like, I've had like a very honestly off and on relationship with Brantley. I honestly wouldn't like say like she's like a terrible person or anything. Like, I genuinely, like, when me and her were friends and like have been friends, I genuinely enjoyed like our talks and our friendship. But then there was like, for example, there was a situation where Brantley went on Locale Live and accused me of doxing her in front of 4,000 people. I'm not the one who doxed her. Lynx did. She found that out later. She didn't walk it back on a live stream. She walked it back in the Discord. But now there's a clip out there of Brantley claiming that I doxed her family, by the way. And it was literally Lynx. So, I don't know. Me and her got into a screaming match about that behind the scenes. And then after that happened, it like definitely like we weren't friends for a long time, and then we did become friends again like in the past, like I don't know, like 6 months, but I haven't talked to her since I left. I don't hold any ill will toward Brantley genuinely, but yeah, I don't know, it's a tough one. Uneven Bird said, did Scooter stay at your place? No. When the Airbnb booking was over, him and one of my other friends came over here because his flight was like, I think like 2 hours later than that, and my friend was going to be the one like driving him to the airport. So they both just came over. Devastator from the Discord, if you guys know him. So they both just came over here to wait for like 2 hours while that happened. But yeah, that's the only reason he came over here. I didn't really have people over here. Like, Lacey wasn't at my apartment or anything. Chop Suey said, you gotta be a low-life dumpster diving desperado to have phone sex with Keem. That took me out. That actually took me out. Oh my god. Oh wait, what did Logie say? That was an interesting one. Where did that go? Logie said, go in more depth with how Keem would sabotage your shows. What was he actively doing that pissed you off the most? Start with Nerds, because I don't know much about that time. Okay, Nerds is honestly a really good example of this. So, Nerds was really successful, and Keem really hated that Nerds was really successful. Like, he hated that show. So he would, like, have every single show possible in the universe, like, talk shit about Nerds and everything Nerds was doing. So then, eventually, like, we were still making good money, but the viewers had stopped and like dwindled down to like a certain amount, and it was like, okay, you're only going to get these certain amount of viewers every day, and that's going to be the only people turning in, because Keem tells everybody new who comes into the universe not to watch your show, that it's shit. And then he like never had any meetings with us to help with Nerds at all. He hated, so Gaffagarian, the like one of the mods in the Discord, he was not a mod of the Discord. He was my friend. I had met him like when I first joined the LCU. He helped me with like coding games for Nerds. If you guys had ever seen anything from Nerds, like all those games and stuff, like all the intro stuff we had, that was all Gaff. Like, Gaff put a lot of time of his own like volunteer hours into that show. And then Keem would shit on like our DACA team member and DACA team members and everything that they would do. And then the biggest sabotage that ruined Nerds was when they ran the entire arc that my boyfriend was beating me and that he was an illegal immigrant. At the time when that had happened, we had like 7 crowns and like 16 pay pigs. By the time that month was over, we had dropped down to 2 crowns and I believe like 9 or 10 pay pigs. People did not fuck with that storyline. People did not fuck with the way, like, a lot of the people who were supporters of Nerds, there was like a lot of Hispanic people, and that really fucked with them, or like they just don't agree with that morally. So that was the biggest catalyst. And then another thing that like fucked with nerds was like the whole issue that happened with like the CD-ROM thing between Buff and CD-ROM. So like, yes, Buff fucked up in what he said to CD-ROM, but I think that Keem spun it, like got in CD-ROM's head and told him to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until shit got so bad that it blew up to the heat that it did. And man, I am glad that shit came out the way that it did, but that ruined the universe. Like, if you were around for the CD-ROM arc, the universe like definitely took a big hit for like 2 months after that. Like, shows were not making money like they used to. Views were down. A lot of people left the universe because they wanted no association with that. Then when it came to me getting taken off nerds, before that even happened, there was like that day where like Buff called me to let me know that Keem was talking about taking him off nerds, but he didn't know what show he was going to move him to. Well, apparently Buff did know what show he was going to move him to, but he didn't want to tell me because he told me he wanted to like, what's the best way I can explain it? Like, he told me he didn't want me to like try to get him to go because he wanted to like stay. He wanted to stay on nerds because he knew that going over to live was only going to be a temporary like seat warmer position. And I do think he did the good move with that, because even though nerds struggled a little bit, we were still doing good. And I feel like on live, they would have fucked with him really bad. Like, they would have tried to just like use him as their like abuse monkey or like IRL monkey, and like, I don't know, that's just like stupid. I hate when they do shit like that with people. Like what they do with Glammy now. Like, Glammy's like their dancing tap monkey to just like, she's a crash out monkey. That's the best way to explain it. Also, we got Brandon 500H with the Canadian 2 who said, remember you did about the VC chats. Yeah, that's a separate issue. That has nothing to do with like the, I mean, actually you're right. I mean, that was show sabotage as well. Like, I would build up these events in the VCs, like,
Surprise, motherfucker.
ooh, and we got Madeline Swansur who said, check me out, big spender with the £2. Thank you. But I would make VC events be a big deal in my community. Like, nobody really used the VCs like that. And so movie nights was something that I started when I was over on Nerds. We started calling it Nerd Nami, actually. And it started off as like an anime thing that Buff was doing. And he did like anime nights. And then we moved it into doing movie nights as Nerd Nami. And then when they kept taking away the VCs off and on, that would like really fuck with the people who were like paying directly like to get movies and shit in, and now like we can't watch it. It was a whole fucking thing. Or like TV shows, I think was what we did at the time. Then okay, yeah, so then Buff, like when he had the opportunity to leave, he chose to stay. I was grateful he did that, although after the fact, when I found out that it was going to be live that he was going to be moved to, I told him I think he should have went. But honestly, like thinking about it now, I do think he made the better move, because I really do think they just would have used the shit out of him. And I think that he was really good at coming up with his own ideas for like IRL shit at the time, and he knew his limits better than they would have known his limits. That's a good way of explaining it. Now, after that, later on, Nerds was doing good until like our time slots kept getting fucked with, and then that really just killed the show. We like stopped making money, the viewers stopped going down, people didn't care about Nerds anymore, it was just kind of dead. And so Keem said, because Rewind was suffering at that time, Billy and Xylia had just had their huge fight, he came to me and he called me and he said that he wanted to put me on Rewind. Who would I want my Rewind co-host to be if I could pick anybody? And the three options that, or I said, yeah, the three people that I said at the time was Billy, Tommy C, and Wings. And then, like, he said, if you had to pick one, who would you pick? I said I'd pick Billy because he already, like, has the audience. Like, they already know him. They're comfortable with him. It'd make more sense that way. And then I knew I was going to be getting Rewind because he told me to dye my hair red for the reveal thing that we did on live. So that was not like a surprise. Like, I knew I was getting Rewind, but had to play it up a little bit.
I have no idea because I can't tell you the last time I had spaghetti.
Thank you, Logie, for the 20. Then getting into Rewind sabotage, it was the whole arc where Keem just had like pretty much like everybody in the universe like shitting on Billy for mad long. And then the problem was me and Billy were like okay, we honestly should have just handled it the way we wanted to handle it. But then Keem had this meeting with us where he told Billy to attack everybody. So the day when the whole Batgirl thing happened and all that, that was like Keem wanting it to happen. It's not like Keem told like exactly what to say, but he said we had to find some like fucked up shit and go in on it. And he said, just be the villains, like keep being the villains. So we tried it his way, and then it wasn't working, and I told him it wasn't working, and he's like, do it my way for a week. Do it my way for a week. So we do it Keem's way for a week, and the show literally was making no money.
I have no idea because I can't tell you the last time I had
no one was
spaghetti.
donating to Rewind. All they wanted to do was have fun, and then we started doing the stew thing. And then the stew thing was actually doing good, and then we got Biggs as an intern, and Keem had just literally kept like fucking with us. There was even one phone call where I had with Keem where he said I wasn't allowed to disagree with Billy at all. I just had to agree with everything that Billy said. I also didn't fuck with that because like I thought when me and Billy disagreed on things, like it was like interesting sometimes, but he felt that I had been like fighting against Billy and like fights and should have backed him up more. And there was moments where I could look back and been like, yeah, you know what? I should have backed up Billy. But I don't ever think that I didn't have his back as a good co-host or a good friend. Like, I think at the end of the day, I was still ride or die for Billy as his co-host and as his friend. So I didn't really like the way that it was like made out to be that I had to do it that way. I don't know what happened with Biggs, actually. I really don't. But then when I got moved off of Rewind, Keem told me that it wasn't a punishment. He just wanted the show to move in a different direction, and that he wanted me to focus all of my attention on Glass because Glass was doing like really good and he knew it was going to be really successful. So yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Uneven Bird said, why did Tommy C turn on you? Because Tommy C turned on Billy. I'm gonna be honest, I do not fuck with Tommy C. He's a weirdo. He randomly turned on Billy, okay? So then Keem told us that we had to fight back, that we couldn't just sit there and take it, because we weren't even gonna respond. We didn't care because we thought Tommy C was just crazy and obsessed, okay? But Keem told us we had to respond. So then when Billy started fighting back with Tommy, everyone started attacking Billy and saying he's like a crybaby, he's the enemy. But this is what Keem was telling Billy to do. So Keem was setting up Billy to look bad to the audience, and there was no way for Billy to win. And then you have Yo Mama constantly shitting on Billy every day, and you have Keem lifting up Yo Mama, so then it just seems like, okay, yeah, shitting on Billy is the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Billy was set up to want to leave. Like, they pushed him out the fucking universe. I'm gonna be so for real. Did that answer questions? Does anyone have any questions on anything I just kind of explained? And then as far as like sabotaging Glass, y'all saw it all happen in real time. He literally told all of you to cancel your memberships and you did. Now he's got his hands in it like a puppet. It's literally just turning into the Amber Lynn show all over again. Just in a different font. Loki said I couldn't agree more, LOL. Yeah, I think I do good at retelling history. Yeah. Shelby Ray says, what does Yo Mama have on Keem? I've wondered that for a long time. That was a conversation I had with like a couple hosts behind the scenes when we were like, why the fuck does like Keem dick suck Yo Mama so hard? Now, I've heard, though, that it really is because Yo Mama, like, you know how he puts on, like, on the screen, like, he hates Keem or whatever? Apparently, actually, behind the scenes, he doesn't hate Keem, and he just, like, literally, like, acts like Keem's, like, little bitch boy. So, Barely Functional said, do you think you could ever stream with Billy? Not sure what he's doing now. I definitely would. I'd be down to hit the stew videos with him again. He actually just did the most recent episode of PKA, if you guys know that podcast. So he's out there. He's streaming. Definitely check out Billy. I think it's just Billy the Fridge on YouTube. Here, let me like link his channel for you guys. I didn't know some of you guys didn't know he's still streaming. He's got way more subs than me. He's got 87K on YouTube. Yeah, so let me drop the link for you guys if you ever want to check out Billy's live streams. He goes live pretty much every day. He does a lot of watching body cam footage, so if you're into that, that's usually what I go over and watch him for. Chop Suey said, Yo Mama definitely slobbing on Raccoon Knob. Yeah, that's the simple version. He might have something on Keem, he might not, but I realistically think like Keem just saw, like, money in, like, Yo Mama. I don't know. Mountain Accident said, I remember when you said you respected Keem. When did that first start to change? Did I ever respect Keem, or did I have to say I respected Keem for the camera? It'd be like, here's the best way to put it. If I wanted to say something shitty about Keem, I had to say something shitty about Keem and then package it up with the nice bow of, well, I respect him though, and I appreciate everything he's done for me. What did he realistically do? Put me on a channel in front. You know what? I'm grateful for one thing, that he put me on a channel so I can meet all the people that I met, like, from my current community, but not everybody comes from there. But I will say I am grateful for all the people I did meet from that community. Like, and I'm grateful for the things that I learned while I was there. But, like, to be honest, Paul and Polly Pocket said, I remember Yo Mama annoying Keem, so I have zero idea how he got into the universe. Yeah, that made no sense to me. He went from being like, I don't fuck with Yo Mama to, I love Yo Mama. Super strange. Dummy said, we love Billy. Yes, we do. Absolutely. What? Oh, Rosie in the chat said, girl, how is Glass the Amber Lynn show again when we've covered so much shit besides Amber or Girl World in general for that matter? Come on, man. And he doesn't have a hand in it like that at all. I don't know. I mean, you can say what you want. I mean, if you want to go this route with it, we can go this route with it. But here's what I have a problem with, Rosie. You know why Soph ain't there. And the way you talked about Soph yesterday was mad disgusting. It's mad gross of you, the narrative that you're pushing. It's also mad gross considering you're saying, oh, well, this thing happened to me 2 weeks ago, knowing the fact that I did tell you I was leaving. You can keep telling everybody, playing the victim, going into the VC and crying about the fact that you didn't know I was leaving, but you did know. So you can keep talking shit about me to people. You can keep acting like I didn't do shit for the show. You can keep co-signing the people who are running these narratives about me, Rosie. But realistically, everything comes out to the light, bro. Everything comes out. JJ the Jet Plane said, kind of like when you left and people called you a cunt and Rosie didn't defend you at all. Oh, yeah, you mean like when she, like, literally... I told her it was okay for her to tell people she didn't know, right? But you know what I didn't think she'd do? Run to the VC and try to tell everybody I'm the villain and start sobbing and acting like she didn't know. I thought it would just be, that's something she tells Keem. Turned into that, though. No, we're not friends. That does answer that. She has been absolutely talking shit about me and VCs to people, telling people that I didn't send her the fucking wheel to the fucking thing. I did send her the wheel, sent her all assets, sent her all the shit that she needed. The only time she cared to talk to me after the fact of being in the LCU was so that she could get shit for the LCU. She literally talked shit about me to my own friends. I literally have DM proof of her talking shit about me to my own friends, lying on my name, bro. So we could do that game if we want to do that game. Spooky Pookster said, not leaving with Zay does say a lot. Like, I figured y'all would bounce as soon as it is enough. That's what she always told me. She always told me she wanted to quit. She would leave with me. She loves the LCU and clearly wants to stay in the LCU. She said yesterday she would even let Keem move her to another show, but she told me if she got taken off Glass, she'd never quit. I'm just gonna be real now. I don't go into her chat and talk about when she says shit, but if she's gonna come into my chat and talk about the shit that I'm saying, then I'll just be real. I don't want to lie. The only reason I even told her that she should lie about the fact that she didn't know is because I already knew they were going to spin me into being a villain anyways. And it was easier for her to tell Keem that she didn't know about me leaving, so it doesn't seem like she had a plan to leave with me, that she's the biggest victim, that she didn't know I was leaving. She knew. She knew. I told her for weeks leading up to it and called her multiple times that night. She knew. It was not a surprise I left the LCU. She said, you're the one person that told me not to tell anyone. You expressly told me not to tell anyone. I never said you didn't send me the wheel. I said you sent me something and I couldn't open the file. Ask how to open it. You're crying in the VC to people telling them that you don't have the wheel. You never texted me to ask me how to open the file. common sense would be maybe text the person if you don't know how to open the file. Then on top of that, as far as telling you not to tell people that you didn't know, because once you've already run the lied and you went into the once you've already lied, run the narrative, and then you went into the VC and cried about it and played victim and sobbed about it. Did I tell you to do that? Did I know that you did that at the time? Fuck no. All I thought you did was what you said on the stream that day. But the way you move in the VCs and the way you move in DMs with people thinking that I'm not going to find out about it shows everything about your character. And the way that you talked about Soph yesterday told me everything about the person that you fucking are. So mad gross. Mad Soul said, well, I knew she was lying about you and that's why I canceled my membership for Glass. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just being real. Like, I will admit the fact. I told her to tell people she didn't know. Absolutely. And I told her, yes, don't tell people that you knew. Absolutely not. Don't fucking tell people you knew after the fact you already lied about it, because that's fucking dumb. But now she's gonna go in VCs and cry and play victim and act like her life is so much worse than everybody else's. It's not, bro. You make your life worse than everybody else's by your actions. You constantly are talking about, all my friends are leaving me, because you literally isolated all of us, bro. You made it to be to this point where I had to talk about it on a stream by coming into my chat today and trying to spin some weird fucking shit. I'm talking about not fucking with the LCU because I don't. You went from being I hate Amber to saying on your show today that you're glad she joined the LCU for the drama. W said hi, Gino. That's funny as fuck. M Street of Money said, since you were open to questions, was the drama between you and Buff fake? Are you cool with him? No, it was not fake. I don't do fake. And if I do fake, I'll tell you at this point. But no, the drama between me and Buff was real. It had more. Honestly, when he left, we didn't have beef. It was after he left that there was beef because shit happened. And I couldn't afford to financially leave at the time. I was sad as hell because you left. And it went from you debating leaving to straight up dipping out, and I couldn't talk to you about it. I told you all month leading up to the first that I was getting to the point where I wanted to leave. I was getting to the point where I wanted to leave. It was not a fucking secret. And I called you that night and told you I left. I told you months in advance, get yourself in a financial point if you want to leave with me. If you wanted to leave with me, you had time to get yourself in that point. I told you this shit. That's what I'm trying to say here. Like, it's not like I just up and dipped on you randomly. It was not like that. And to sit here and play victim is just really pissing me off. And to play victim with the whole Soph thing is really pissing me off because you know why she left too. Like, you could sit there, take the show, and buy the fucking balls and not have to do this victim bullshit, but that's the way you wanted to play shit. I wasn't gonna fucking say shit until you came here today and started to fucking get pissed off about the way I'm talking about Glass. No, I don't support that show. I absolutely don't. I don't support the LCU. The poop guy said the Florida shit was definitely fake, right? Yeah, I revealed that on the first stream. Yeah, me and Scooter didn't have beef until way after Florida. It was... Although I actually did accidentally punch him in the face and accidentally did actually hit him with the chair. I used to be really good at fake fighting when I was in high school, but I really actually punched him in the face really hard and I felt really bad about it. And the chair, I did smack him with it. It was like a reaction because he came in the door when I didn't expect him to and I smacked him. It was a whole thing. But yeah, most of that was just fake bullshit. Moonkitten said Zay has a responsibility to take care of herself. Her responsibility is not to take care of her coworker. Syke said, anyone asking why Soph left, it's a private matter and none of our business. Yes, I'm talking directly to the person who knows why. Yeah, you guys can absolutely support both people. I'm not saying you need to fucking pick sides, but what I don't fuck with is, like, getting upset at me for, like, me talking about the fucking LCU when I made the decision to leave, and that's my decision, and I'm allowed to say what I want to say about me leaving. Like, don't try to come in here and police what I'm fucking saying about it. Because, yes, I do think Glass is turning into the Amber Lynn show. You got a new co-host. Could have made the thumbnail today about you getting a new co-host, and it said you made it, who's that Pokemon, and it's Amber Lynn Reed, and the entire show is you talking about Amber Lynn Reed.
I have no idea because I can't tell you the last time I had spaghetti.
That's exactly what I said in the Glass chat yesterday. Her victim behavior was out of control. That's why I didn't re-up my Glass membership. You were clearly ready to go. Everyone could see it.
She said it's not a matter of her leaving at all. It's because of the way she left with 2 hours to spare for the show. I expressed the feelings I had on stream to her behind the scenes, and I wasn't getting it cut off. Anyways, you said...
I have no idea because I can't tell you the last time I...
And I wasn't getting upset. I was saying I don't agree with the point about what you said on Glass. Well, it comes off like you're getting upset because the way you came off in the chat was hella passive-aggressive. And then on top of that, you're saying... You literally said yesterday on the stream, well, I know she left for a medical emergency, but did she really have to quit? Why couldn't she just miss an episode? That was literally some shit you said yesterday. Like, that's so crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Actually wild. Miss Nisock said, I feel like you guys are having a big miscommunication because the communication is only done on her time. On her time. She will literally talk shit about me to people. I don't want to fucking talk to her for a little bit. Then when we're supposed to fucking have a conversation about it, she fucking didn't say shit about it. Like, so I'm over it. I'm over it, bro. Like, I literally have actual DMs of her talking shit about me. I'm over it. There's no miscommunication there. Merg said, I thought you weren't going to get Dunkin' again. I wanted a sandwich. They were the only place that had a breakfast sandwich. Good Vibes Flow said, wonder if Rosie will get in trouble now that this is coming out. Definitely not. Like, who fucking cares? Like, none of this fucking even matters. It's in the grand scheme of things because 2 fucking weeks later. Like, nobody's gonna fucking care. Zacky Poo said, did you get the rat in the glass too from Duncan? It's see-through, so we're good. The Drama Network said, I'm so confused. I thought you two were still friends. Because I'm not going to sit here every day and just, like, make my entire stream, like, talking shit and, like, putting out, like, shit, whatever the fuck. But I'm just getting frustrated every day seeing, like, the fucking shit get pushed. Like, I'm this fucking big villain. Like, I did some crazy fucking shit wrong because I left a universe that I didn't want to work in anymore. That's what I just have a fucking problem with. Like, it seriously just gets to a fucking point where it's like, I thought we were friends, and then to see somebody talking shit about me because I chose to leave a workplace, then it makes me feel like we were never really fucking friends. But yeah, I don't know. No, I doubt that, Crystal. That would be crazy. But Drama Network said this is going to be content tomorrow. Yeah, fine. They can use one day more of, like, fucking content from me or whatever show wants it, sure. I mean, if she wants to fucking talk about it and give her side, whatever the fuck. I expect that, or whatever the fuck. I probably won't keep talking about it, like, past this. Like, I feel like I've said everything I gotta fucking say. That's why I said if y'all got any questions, now's the time for it. Because I want to be able to just get back into doing, like, the deep dives and shit. I have a really interesting one similar to the... It's not, like, similar to the Mackenzie Sharilla case, but, like, similar in the sense that it is a crazy case that has a Netflix documentary. And I want to get into that. Like, there's shit I gotta do, so... Spooky Pookster said, always encourage your friends to do better for themselves. Clock it. And we got about 15 minutes left of the stream. So if you guys got any questions, anything you want, let me know now. I definitely will change the title after this because we didn't get into the Lakari stuff today, but I'll probably get into that tomorrow, if not today. Or maybe we'll hit a members only stream or something later this week. Albany said they need a story for their show to make more off of you freely. I mean, I hope not, but... Can we get an owl backflip? No. Uneven Bird said, are you doing another stream later today? Oh, okay, so I changed my schedule up a little bit. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm no longer doing the gaming streams in the nights. I'm going to be doing them on the weekends now. But maybe I'll do a little something later. I don't know. Not what I expected for today's stream to be. We also got V Midnight with a red heart. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Zach said, I have a question. If I crown to AL or if I'm banned from the LCU, you're going to have to figure that on. You're going to have to figure that out yourself, my friend. I don't know. Sorry, I'm like reading half the comments right now. Paul and Pog Pocket said, where is Gaff now? Is he in the hot dog Discord? No, I think Gaff is still a mod in the LCU. I didn't tell anybody they had to like leave with me or anything. It was like totally up to everybody, like if they wanted to leave or didn't want to leave. Like there was like friends of mine who had already left, so I just knew they'd already come over with me. Michelle Lee said, what games have you been playing lately? I'm so excited for the Ocarina release. Dude, I've seen a lot of people are excited for that. I just actually went through and played Pikuniku because I saw that they were coming out with Pikuniku 2. I've been playing Mario 3D World a lot lately. I just love that game and I'm trying to like 100% it right now. I play Tiny Bookshop a lot when I'm like looking for something to do. What else have I been fucking playing? I think that's like mostly it. I was thinking for the gaming stream that I do this weekend, I definitely want to do like a friends gaming one. So if any of the Glizzy Generals want to like join in for that, make sure to let me know. But I'm thinking to either play Mecha Chameleon, which is a new game that came out where it's like it's like hide and seek, but you have to like paint yourself as objects or whatever. Or there's Frog Squad, which looks like similar to like Fall Guys, but frogs in a way. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys would be interested in either one of those. Tiny Bookshop is a really fun game, especially if you read. M Street of Money said, the only locale show I still support is Crypt. Jaffe don't play with Keemstar's partnership shit though. Thoughts on Jaffe and Crypt? I've always been cool with Jaffe. I mean, I know people don't like him because of his comments. I actually don't even know fully what he said. I'm gonna be really real. I was so out of the loop with that whole situation. I never had a bad experience with him, but I heard he said some unsavory shit that I probably wouldn't fuck with. But I don't want to say what he said because I actually don't know. Like, I don't know the quote, so I'm just gonna stand on the fact that I probably didn't like that.
Surprise, motherfucker. Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh, Brandon 508 said, she didn't show you to you before any of my music I make. You make music I have not seen. God, there was something else I wanted to... Yeah, the hide and seek game, Wombat. It does look fun as fuck. The Mecha Chameleon, it looks fucking fire. I'm so excited. I really want to play that. More so person. His take on the new God of War is disappointing. I really am not kept up with any of that shit, to be so for real. There was something else in the comments and I can't find where it went. Where the hell? Would I ever make a Minecraft server? Definitely. I probably will do that, and I'm just gonna figure out like what membership tier I'll make it for, if it's gonna be for either Little Smokies, Glizzy Generals, what it's gonna be, but I'll keep you guys posted on what that's going to be. Oh, there it is. Good Vibes Low said, also, to be fair, if ALR came back while you were still in the universe, you would talk about it too. The LCU is so limited with what you can cover and talk about. Looking forward to the deep dives. I agree with that, but I think talking about something for 2 hours versus talking about something for like the situation of somebody coming back, speculate your theories on like what it's going to be with like her getting paid or whatever the fuck, talk about like whatever clips there are out there, and then move on to the next subject, not spend 2 hours on it personally. Shraza Mill said, when she does, S1K is going to carry us. In Mecha Chameleon? Or what? In what game? World of Warcraft? Ooh, you're a nerd. You're a nerd. Oh, carry us in Minecraft. Yeah, he will. He will carry us in Minecraft. See, last time, because the thing is, me and S1K play on the same Minecraft account, so, like, I'll log in, and he'll have just, like, literally built the entire house, mind me, like, 400 diamonds, and he's just like, here, go explore. And I'll just be like, let me plant my flowers. Good Vibes Flow said, was the entire episode about that? I haven't watched it yet. I mean, the first hour that I saw. Fusion said, everyone is going to talk about Hamber. It's a shit show, and Lord knows I can personally run my mouth for hours. That's fair. I think it just depends on, like, how you're talking about it and what you're talking about. Like, if you actually have subjects on it to talk about, but if it's just, like, what's Amber doing for 2 hours? Can't. Zaki, that's diabolical. Moon Kitten said, I miss WoW too. My computer died and I haven't been able to replace it. I've never played WoW, but I love to call people who play it nerds. Town of Salem is a very fun game, but it doesn't work for like half the people who try to play it, and you need like 7 people in the game. If we did do a Little Smokies gaming event this weekend, what kind of games would you guys be interested in doing? I'm thinking we could get like maybe a couple like queued up for potentially. My nails? I painted them. They're blue and gold. Wow. All of my nail polish is like Hollow Taco nail polish. If you know that YouTuber, Simply Nail Logical, like I love her nail polish brand. Anything that is free. That's so true, Wombat. Oh, there was another game that Psych was talking about. It was called Goose Goose Duck. Goose Goose Duck. Maybe we'll play that. Repo, I've never played, but I think I own it. Yeah, I definitely have to get Mecha Chameleon. I'm really excited for that. Oh my god, my Hollow Taco girlies all came out. Stop. I love me, Christine. Dude, if y'all saw, I have this big, like, bag just full of all Hollow Taco nail polish. I have, like, 2 different collections and, like, a bunch of different random ones. I do like Mooncat, but their single nail polishes are, like, $3 more expensive than Hollow Taco, so it kind of puts, like, I would get one of their collections, maybe. Like, I really loved the Campfire collection from Hollow Taco. One of my favorite. That's actually where this gold comes from. It's the Boom Toasted. It's very pretty. Hollow Taco is the fucking shit. Party Animals with Steak and Nightmare. I'm actually not in like Steak server. Whatchamacallit. I'm definitely like cool with the both of them. I haven't thought about like asking them to game or anything, but I'd be open to it if they were open to it. I don't want to get, I know they're kind of weird about like the LCU shit on their place. Like I think they have it banned. They don't even want to talk about it over there, which is their business. I think they're still hoping to get paid out. I've accepted the fact that I'm not getting paid out. You know what I'm saying? So, Shelby Ray said, I don't watch anymore, but she taught me so much. I still love her. Well, she actually doesn't do YouTube videos anymore. She just does like streaming stuff now. But it's mostly like showing off like her new collections and stuff like that. Burnt Bridges is your favorite Hollow Taco shade? I think mine's probably Menchie the Cat. I love the Menchie shade. Yeah, Menchie the Cat is one of my favorite ones for sure. Or, ooh, oh, I can't think of it. It's that, like, what the fuck is the name of it? Is it Witch Please? I don't even, there's this, like, purple one that's, like, Halloween. But it's, like, the most perfect, like, grapey purple color. Like it looks like painted grapes. That's the best way. I said, like, 40 times there. That was so annoying. Menchie is adorable. Her cats are very cute. Yes, paint your nails, guys, you know? Why not? Finally able to catch a stream. Welcome in, welcome in. She redid Nail Mountain. That's actually kind of cool and goated. Yeah, there's so many good ass colors in Hollow Taco. Really recommend. I'm like, dude, I need to get sponsored by these brands before I just start recommending these things, right? Like, I need to hit them up. I'm gonna be like, sponsor me. Look at this giant sack of Hollow Taco that I own. Please. Witch Please. Okay, that's what I thought it was. I was like, I think it's that, but I don't know. I lost my vape. There's my vape. Rosie in the chat said, I genuinely wasn't shitting on you in the chat. I agree. I should have defended you when people were coming at you. I told you I felt guilty spinning the narrative, and then I didn't want to hold that. I mean, that doesn't make sense, though. I mean, I told you you don't have to fucking tell people. You didn't have to go and cry in the VC that night. Like as if I had just actually done, like, you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to go on a stream and be like, hey, this is what happened, and handle it in a calm manner like I thought you did. And then to hear that you went in the VC and you were sobbing in the VC, and the DMs I've seen that you've sent people talking about me, like, you're saying one thing, but your actions are speaking way louder than your words right now. And that's what I have a problem with. Like, when I operate in these situations, like, I've been real. Like, there has been times when I've not answered you because I'm frustrated by the actions that you're doing, and I will own up to that, absolutely. But if I'm taking a break from, like, communicating with you, that's because I need a break from the communication because of the shit that you've done to piss me off, usually. Yeah, like, I don't even know how else to put it. It's just, like, I've been very, like, chill about this shit. I've, like, seen comments or, like, literally messages, like, be screenshot and sent to me of, like, somebody saying some, like, really heinous shit about me and then being like, oh, but Rosie's doing great, and then you just responding and being like, thank you. And that's, like, fine and all. You can be happy that they're lifting you up, but to, like, put your friend down to lift you up, I don't know, just comes off a little interesting. So thank you for subscribing. If that is Soph, I hope you're doing good, my love. I hope you are okay. All love to you. Said, I fucked up and I'm willing to admit I could have handled everything differently. I agree with you. I genuinely wasn't kind of trying to come in here and stir shit up. I just don't think the show is super Amber focused. That's what I was trying to say. I was legit hurt. That's why I was crying, because I did want to be your co-host and it sucked, and I understand you leaving and I support that. No, my problem is, no, here's the issue. You can be upset about me leaving and you could have cried about it, but our personal friends, our two friends, Psych and Danny, like, would have literally offered, I know Danny specifically offered to go in a private call with you to talk about it. We were all in a private call together in a group chat that we had, willing to talk about the situation, waiting for you to come in there, and instead of coming in to talk about it with us, you went and cried about it in the VC. Like, that's my thing. Like, you had friends to go to, but you went to the audience to try to paint me like I'm a villain. That's what didn't make sense. Like, what if you were upset about it? Like, talk to me, talk to Danny, talk to Psych, talk to anybody that's, like, in our personal friendships. Why did it have to go to something where you're talking to the audience instead? That just didn't feel right. I don't know. All love, Soph. So glad to see you. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my thing. She said, I didn't want shit to go down the way you did, and yeah, you're right, it's not an excuse, but I agree with you. I wasn't trying to be gross about the Soph situation. I was super frustrated and it wasn't cool with me. You owe Soph a fucking apology, not me. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, and I hope, Soph, you didn't watch that, and I'm telling you, don't. Like, just don't. Because, like, if I was her, and I watched that in that moment, it's just like, don't do that, man. Like, why? Like, you let the LCU change you in a way that I just don't even recognize who you are anymore. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, the person I met when you first came in that place versus the shit I've seen in the past couple days from you just has thrown me off so much, I don't even know what else to say. I don't want it to get to this point where I gotta be talking about it like this, but it's like, you're coming in here making it seem like you're mad at me about something I'm saying, but it's like, I'm just trying to be honest and I'm just trying to be real. Should I went in there because they were blowing me up asking what happened from the post? I should have talked to y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't. I was trying to make this stream about me at all. I'm sorry. I mean, the stream was already about the LCU. It wasn't really about you, so you're good. I was already kind of just talking shit about the LCU before you got here, so my whole stream got derailed from me just talking about, like, this Amber shit, and then it turned into me talking about the LCU, so it's not from you specifically, but that's where we're at. Crystal said, do you... Psych said, if you join the Discord, you can see the kitten I just posted. Psych did get a new kitten. Also, Mel Raffle has 4 adorable little kittens, and we will be doing Pet of the Week on Friday, so make sure you get your pet submissions submitted. I am going to be casually moving on the subject because it is a 4:59, and we're going to be getting this stream ended up here. all love to everybody in the chat. It's definitely been not our usual episode today. We'll be back to our usual content tomorrow. I think we are going to do the TikTok diagnosis stream this Friday so I can make sure I've got enough time to work through all of that stuff. And then tomorrow, I think I'll be doing a deep dive on a case a little bit similar to Mackenzie Shirilla. So if you liked the Mackenzie Shirilla episode, you'll be really interested in what we got going on tomorrow. Okay, so I love you so much, Soph. I love you so much. Please DM me, or I'm gonna reach out to you after this anyways, but please DM me, like, you need anything. I'm gonna hit you up anyways, but I love you, girl. And thank you to all the new members today. Thank you again to River for dropping that crazy 50 bomb at the beginning of this stream. Thank you to Wake Up Little Susie for the 10 bomb and Danny's 2 5 bombs. I'm gonna get passing you guys, I think, over to Exile. It just started pouring here. Oh no. I'm glad I got my food already. Okay. I'm passing you guys over to Exile. What is he streaming? I couldn't even tell by the thumbnail. Silly me. He's streaming Super Mario Wonder again. Ooh, that's exciting. If you guys like Mario Wonder and you like my homie Exile, definitely go check him out and help him get to 500 subscribers. You would be so awesome and so great if you went over and subscribed to him. My Discord link is in the chat for you guys. I'll see you all in there in a little bit. I'm just gonna decompress a little bit after this stream. I love you guys and thank you all for everything.